Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love Island USA, Season 7, Episode 15.
We need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Listen here. We just got to 7,000 subscribers and we are on our way to 8,000. With your help, we can get to 8,000. Thank you to everyone who watches.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who comments. I only have one housekeeping thing that I want to mention, right? Me and Blair take our time to come out here to talk about this entertainment, right? We do deep dives. We do extracurricular work with our shows and things like that. So I would just ask that, hey, let's not be a little weird in the comments. I only had to escort one person out of the comments and off the show because that person accused me of wanting to sleep with Huda because of my opinion. Mm-hmm. No. Let's keep it entertainment. Let's keep it fun. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to trigger nobody. I'm just trying to state my opinion. And if you feel that way, I'm sorry you feel that way. But we're just over here having a conversation and y'all just eavesdropping on it.
Yep.
You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk us through this episode.
So we've got Huda, Taylor, and Olandria talking after the dumping.
Yeah.
She tells Taylor that she loves him and she's grateful he saved her. And Taylor tells her, you and Jeremiah just need to separate. You do deserve another chance. So that's why I chose to, support you. Mm-hmm. Huda knows she hasn't gotten to know anyone else, and she feels like she keeps getting slapped in the face. Jeremiah keeps winning, getting to go on dates, and Taylor tells her, this is what I'm talking about. Leave it alone. We don't need the petty stuff. Yeah. And Olandria says, also quit being mean to Iris. Positive vibes only moving forward. She pinky promises that she's going to do better.
Here's the thing that I need Huda to understand, that, hey, Jeremiah did not break y'all up.
Correct.
Right? Jeremiah, of course, at the door, he could have chose you at the doors or at the door recoupling, but you called him the B word, you called him out his name. There was a lot
Too much has been done.
Too much has been done. Too many bridges has been burnt, right? Mm-hmm. But initially, I understand that you feel like he's being rewarded, but America broke you up. Truth be told, I wouldn't even put the responsibility on America, even though America voted. Y'all broke each other up, right?
Much.
Based on what we've seen throughout the season, all the way up to that point when you told him that you were mom and he looked like he had a migraine initially and like immediately, the actions that they have betrayed, Huda and Jeremiah broke y'all up, right? So I find it very interesting that she is still putting the onus on Jeremiah and making it seem like he's being rewarded as if he took Iris on a beach date and things of that nature. There's one thing that is very... There's one thing that's very disgusting about a person, and that is when they cannot take accountability. I hope throughout this process that, look, at least if Huda can't take accountability, I hope she stopped blaming Jeremiah for things that he didn't do. There's things that he genuinely did, but like the whole recoupling and the whole breaking up y'all two, he did not do that. America did, such as Blair, the one who voted, and things of that nature. What is your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just with Taylor and Olandria. Cut it. We're over it. It's done. Figure out a way to move forward and do better. Stop sitting around talking about the same stuff. It's a wrap for y'all.
Yeah. I actually find it interesting, which I do believe sometimes mercy is needed, but sometimes it comes with a clause. Yeah. And the clause is, hey, we saved you. Now you can never talk to him. Don't talk to him no more. And we go see if Huda can do that.
So Shelly and Ace are kissing each other. She's happy that they're finally in a couple. Ace is hoping that he didn't make the wrong decision to keep Huda. He didn't want to support Jalen staying, though.
Yeah, his whole reason, as we said before in the last video, because I would say that, hey, it would make sense to vote out Huda if you really are against Huda, because Olandria already made her choice. In the sense of, hey, I want to be with Taylor. But it's best that we just remove temptation from the island if you are really friends with Taylor and things like that. But my problem isn't so much with Taylor, or rather Ace standing behind Huda feeling like he has to eliminate Taylor's competition. My problem is more with Taylor not stepping up on his own, right? If Taylor was someone that is willing to step up for the girl that he really wants, we wouldn't have to go to the extreme cause of standing behind Huda.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But the fact that he's not doing enough initially, feel like I got to stand behind Huda and basically get your competition out so it could be a one-man race besides a two-man race.
Yeah, because Ace knows that Taylor's not going to make anything shake.
He's not.
Well, Taylor and Olandria talk. He says that he stood behind Huda because he has faith in her, but he is going to hold her accountable. Yeah. He saved her so that way she can find her person. Olandria likes seeing how Taylor handled the Huda situation, and of course they're happy to be back with each other.
Okay.
Austin and Amaya are both happy. Amaya seems extremely excited, and she kisses him.
Did y'all see Austin's face while Amaya was happy and stuff like that? I don't think Austin liked that girl. I think I think he's settled because he know that he lost the Shelly race. But I think Amaya is a lot of energy even for Austin.
Yeah.
Right? And throughout the conversation while Amaya's talking and her head is, doing all this and stuff like that, because she talks with her head, she talks with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I think that could be suffocated for Austin. I don't see Austin being very happy about this coupling later on throughout this season.
Right. So Iris and Jeremiah are in the speakeasy talking. She feels like he chose the mature option, and she's finding that very attractive. And he'd rather go home than to be with somebody toxic. He tells it feels like he knows that he's not compatible with Huda, and he finally felt some joy. Huda, she's like standing outside the speakeasy, maybe contemplating or maybe eavesdropping. Who really knows with Huda? But she decides to interrupt their conversation to have a chat with Jeremiah. She tells him that she's not here to argue. She wishes him the best. She's extremely hurt, and she did share a lot of good memories with him. Huda tells him we are both to blame for the toxicity in the house, and he says the calling, the names, all that type of stuff was just very negative. No other girl in the villa would have done that. And Huda tells him you tore my heart to pieces, and Jeremiah tells her all he wanted was conflict resolution. Taylor is at the door trying to play bodyguard, making sure Huda don't get out of hand, and Huda says that, look, I'm just trying to have this conversation just to tie up loose ends. Taylor's like, all right, now watch yourself. Huda says, if this is the last time we talk, I want to let you know that I truly cared. And Jeremiah tells her, I don't hate you. Nothing I'm doing in here is any intention on making you jealous. And he wishes her the best. So they hug. She's kind of looking at him. I feel like she wanted to kiss, and he just hugged her again.
What are your thoughts?
I actually was okay with the conversation, and at first I was a little bit annoyed because I'm like, can you allow Jeremiah and Iris to kind of like get into their coupling, get into their feel, and just enjoy a conversation without you constantly being at the center of it? But it was a necessary ending, closure, so that way we can pack this up, put it in a bow, and not have to deal with it no more. You know?
So based off of this conversation, I have one more question for you. Do you see a possible redemption arc for Huda? Be honest.
I don't.
Okay.
Because I just don't think she has it in her.
Okay.
I would love to see it, and I would love to see her act like she has some sense. But it seems like the girl falls hard, falls fast, and she doesn't have any like regret or remorse in anything that she does.
Okay.
So
here's my thing with Huda, right? I saw Taylor come to the door and things like that. To me, it wasn't much of being a bodyguard. It was more like, I just told you, don't talk to him ever again. And here I am. I see you over here talking to him. True. And she's like, I just got to do this. I just got to do this. So Taylor probably feels like, I saved this girl. I told her, don't talk to this guy. And now literally less than 20 minutes later, she's talking to this guy. I would say this. This is where I'm really confused just a little bit, right? Now that everybody's emotions is now calm and things of that nature, you realize that after this recoupling and after Huda sat down and talked to Alandria and Taylor, she went to go find Jeremiah to talk to him. In the process, Jeremiah was talking to Iris. My whole thing is, if your relationship was so real, if your relationship was so built with love, if he broke you, if he broke your heart and things like that, you realize that this wasn't a conversation that waited as if one person was in the shower. As if it's right before bed. Remember last time Jeremiah was waiting for Huda to come out the shower so he could have a conversation, but by then it was too late. Why did y'all have a conversation sooner now than y'all did before? Yeah. Right? So I put the onus on both of them. I put the onus on Huda because the same way that you found him this time, you could have pulled him aside and have a conversation and say, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Why did America break us up? Are you doing something? Are you saying something? Am I saying something? She ain't never gonna say, am I saying something? Because she ain't gonna take care of it. But you get what I'm saying here. Yeah. My whole thing is, I do think, I don't know if it's in her, but I do think that she deserves some type of redemption arc, because if she was to get released the way that America views her now, I think it would be too toxic. I think she's too in the dumps in the mind of of basically everybody who's watching the show, that we got to at least give her a chance to not be out the dump. She could still be like, last on everybody's list, but I think she is so in the dumps to where it's like, okay, we got to give somebody a chance to actually redeem themselves. We seen these think pieces of people started to really criticize her as a mom to where we never saw her as a mom. So it's like, I think people are really taking this reaction and her actions a little bit too deep, especially with it being like someone we really don't personally know. So that's why I'm like, let's give her a chance to redeem herself. And then if she can't, then we know that she's going home for a fact. We know for a fact she's going home.
So Amaya and Iris talk. Well, Amaya's upstairs talking about she don't know how to iron nothing. So Iris goes to help her, and pretty much tells her that Jeremiah, that Huda interrupted their conversation, and Amaya's like, "We saved her, and here she go doing the same stuff."
Yeah. The only thing I am confused about, though, I would say with Iris, I'm not putting any blame on.
I thought you were gonna say Amaya. I'm gonna be like, sometimes it's hard to iron certain pieces.
I'm not.
Okay.
Truth be told, anytime you probably mention Amaya from now on, I'm probably never going to pay attention to it because I don't care about Amaya that much.
Okay.
But my thing with Iris is that I really do question, why did you vote for Huda to stay? If Huda was somebody that, was basically mean to you and things of that nature, your vote did not matter. Your vote was not the turn and vote or the swing vote to keep her or for her to leave. So I did find it very strange that she did stood behind Huda while at the same time kind of is tired of Huda's mess. I'm like, you don't owe no loyalty to Huda. You could have stood behind your bombshell friend who you felt bad that you had to vote against him. And I'm like, you wasn't the deciding vote. That's the only thing that I question with Iris.
I kind of feel like she didn't want to be ostracized from the girls, and she didn't want to keep getting heat from Huda. I think it was a safe choice for her.
But at the same time, I don't know how. I think her voting against her would have been safe because you heard Olandria say, be nice to Iris. Like, people already feel like she's being demonstrative towards Iris no matter how she voted. It would have been justified if she was to vote against Huda because it's like you being mean to her. But that's all I got to say about Iris.
So Huda now sees that she and Jeremiah were not meant to be. Yeah. And Jeremiah feels like if Huda wants to chat again tomorrow, he's going to have to start declining some of her chats.
Okay. I like that.
So it's bedtime. Cierra says hopefully... She's talking to the other girls. Huda's not in the room, saying that hopefully him not choosing her in front of everyone is the wake-up call she needed. And if she doesn't move differently tomorrow, she's not going to be able to keep saving this girl. Mm-hmm. When Huda does come in, Amaya tells her, it was inappropriate for you to talk to Jeremiah tonight after we just saved you. Mm-hmm. And Huda makes it clear that she just wanted to end things out so that way they can start fresh tomorrow. Yeah. Jeremiah tells Nick that Huda talked to her, and Nick doesn't want to hear about this anymore.
That's facts. I think a lot of people don't want to hear about it no more.
So it's the next day. We see Huda making herself a smoothie, and Jeremiah made Iris breakfast.
Nice.
Shelly and Olandria get to talking, and Olandria says that she's cuddled up with Taylor last night, and she feels like they're in a place where they could probably kiss more consistently. And Shelly really liked when Ace kissed her when she opened up the door, and she really loved that.
What is your thoughts on Shelly and Ace in this conversation?
I think for Olandria, I just still don't see it with Taylor. I think that everything Taylor does is motivated by Ace. And I don't know, like he said, I can only go off what the man says. And he said that he's having a hard time finding attraction towards Olandria.
Yes, he did.
And I feel like when I see them kiss and all that type of stuff, it's like he's forcing himself to.
It's like a dare.
Yeah, it's like a dare. Or even when they did the dance together and he kissed her, he went to chest bump Ace. So I'm just like, I'm not seeing the connection here. I see it from Olandria. I think she's comfortable with Taylor. He's nice enough to her. And I think that comfort can kind of be a killer in a sense that he's being nice to you, but he's not really turning on the heat to let you know he wants you in a romantic sense. From my perspective. Yeah. And with Shelly and Ace, they're good for now. We'll see what Ace decides to do moving forward.
Here's the thing about it with Shelly and Ace, because Shelly and Ace is pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
They said that they did not do anything that the first night and maybe it was just like, maybe it was the excitement and things like that. I wonder, is both of them more about the chase than the actual capture? because sometimes the journey itself can be more exciting than the whole relationship. I would think that for someone that is like Ace, who was doing all these things, who was cooking and basically planning all these dates with Shelly, and Shelly's over here talking about how much, she really wanted Ace and things like that, even though she was conflicted in this triangle, whatever you want to call it, Shelly, that now it's the first night that y'all together, and it just seems like y'all was not, I'm not saying y'all gotta hump each other, but I did find it very strange that there was no cuddles, there was no type of affection, especially since it was a long time waiting. Olandria, let me ask Olandria this question, since Olandria is watching, right? Remember when Huda came into the makeup room and Huda was like, I don't know what's going on. Why did America do this? And she said, Olandria, that maybe America sees something that we all don't see in the villa. Talking about Jeremiah and Huda. Don't forget, America voted to break up Taylor and Olandria too. And we put Olandria with Jalen. Mm-hmm. How come that same logic didn't go to Olandria's mind? That maybe America seen something, right? It's not as simple as, oh, they know I love me a country man. Well, if you love a country man, you already got one compared to Taylor, right? But how come I'm questioning Olandria? How come that logic that you gave to Huda that wasn't 100% factual or actual, but sure, let's go with it, that, hey, maybe America sees something with you and Taylor that, hey, we gonna break y'all up because maybe you need to open your eyes to your own relationship and see, hey, what motivates Taylor? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're getting too comfortable in this whole Love Island experience that really you are leaning on familiarity more than actually exploring and finding your real connection. Because the fact that you are telling everybody that it's week 2, it's only week 2, it's early, while at the same time telling Taylor that if he was to go home, you would have packed your bags and left too. I would have been like, you kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth. Like, how can it be early for other people, but for you willing to pack your bags? How can America see something in Jeremiah that we broke them up, but we don't see nothing in Taylor, then that's the reason why we broke y'all up? So that's why I'm like, I hope Olandria wakes up and actually be part of Love Island so she can actually see what's going on in her own relationship.
Yeah. So this is why I have Queen Cierra on my board, because finally I feel like one of the girls really sat down and walked Huda through where she's effing up and where we would like to see her to progress. Mm-hmm. So Cierra tells her that she was conflicted and almost stood behind Jalen because she didn't know if she could take steps to better herself for herself. It's hard to see, Huda's talking about, it's hard to see Jeremiah with someone else so fast, but Cierra doesn't want Huda to beg for anyone to want her or to respect her. Mm-hmm. She sees a better path for Huda, but Huda has to see it for herself. Yeah. And I really appreciated the conversation because she was clear in telling her, you were doing a lot. I was not actually trying to support you, if I'm being honest with you. Mm-hmm. And I want to see better from you. And I want you to do it for yourself because you're wilding out here. Yeah. You know? So I was happy to see that conversation.
I wonder, does this conversation make up for them sitting to the side the episode before and talking about her behind her back? I hope it does, because I'm always thinking about movie night and I'm always thinking about what would they see. Like, because right now we're in the moment and we're like, hey, girl, you are a queen, Huda, you need to represent yourself better. Even Huda said in the scene right here that, like, she was thinking about her daughter and she was like, oh, my God, and things like that she misrepresented herself. And it was a moment, right? And you are free to have moments. But also in those moments that we will see in movie night, if Huda's still around, we will see those moments where your girls was talking about you behind your back, right? And I wonder, will this make up for all the times that we were basically treating Huda?
In whose eyes?
Would that make up in Huda eyes? Cause Huda because Huda right now feels like she has she feels like she has female friends.
I feel like Huda's such a reactive person. The moment that she sees or hears something bad, no matter what took place, she can't put things in context. I feel like she can't. I just don't see it out of her.
Here's the thing about it. I don't agree, but I do feel like it is fair for her to feel some type of way. That if these are supposed,
I don't. You are acting a hole behind.
It is fair. It is fair for you to feel some type of way if you're supposed to be my girl's girl. Now I'm only saying this because I know Huda's not a girl's girl, right? That all this time you sitting in the corner with Nick, you sitting in the corner with Ace, you sitting in the corner with Jeremiah, and y'all making fun of me. Y'all over here looking at me and saying about, oh, she think we staring at her and something like that. Now I do feel like, hey, in this moment, mercy comes with a clause. Hey, I only saved you because, right? But I wonder how Huda would feel once the movie night reels come back. And because my thing is, if you're going to be a girl's girl, and I have no problem with Cierra being a girl's girl in this moment, but you got to be consistent. Like, I am not the type of person to where I'm going to make jokes about you behind your back, and then the next moment, the minute another moment presents itself, I'm going to sit down and have a one-on-one heart-to-heart with you. I'm always going to be consistent in how I treat somebody.
Well, the way that I saw it, when they were in Soul Ties and all the girls were there, and Huda was talking about Jeremiah did X, Y, and Z, Cierra was telling Huda, he didn't do anything to you.
That's fair.
Didn't do anything to you. And then when they were all in their makeup room getting ready, Cierra was telling her, we need to chill out with the name calling. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like there hasn't been a moment for a real sit down conversation, but when the moments presented themselves, Cierra was not okay in Huda's behavior to her face.
Of course not. Of course not. I'm not saying that they okayed her. I'm not saying that they okayed her behavior, but I just wish I would have seen this more throughout the season than just this moment, right?
That's I feel like from Cierra, it's been consistent.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we move on to Iris and Jeremiah. She sees that he's more happy. He feels like things are more healthy. And they're just having lighthearted conversation finally. Movies they like. He's into anime. He's into comics. And they're actually getting to know each other.
Do you think Jeremiah and Iris going to last?
No.
Why?
I don't know how much they're really into each other. I think that Iris was actually feeling bad for Jeremiah and wanted to be a friend to him because he was going through so much. And I think Jeremiah needed a lifeline in that moment. And I'm glad that Iris could be that space to kind of pull him out of his situation. Yeah. But I think it's kind of like a test ground for him to get his footing so he can get back and explore because he really hasn't had the chance to explore. And I think it wouldn't be wise for him to get with Iris and lock it off immediately. This is a safe space for him to explore.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, I don't think it's going to work because Jeremiah already told us why it won't work. She's not his type. I mean, he said it verbatim. He said, Iris is not my type, right? I think in this moment, he's just enjoying having his male group back. To where he's with the guys. Listen, there's always that friend in the male's friend group to where he's part of the friend group and then he disappeared because he's always under his girl and things like that. You don't see him for weeks. You don't see him for months. You don't answer no phone calls. You don't answer no texts, nothing. And then eventually he comes out and then you're like, what happened? And then that's when you're like, man, we broke up. And then we all cheer and we welcome him back to the group. I feel like Jeremiah is happy to have like actually friends in the group to where like, you know what, I straight can talk with Ace. I straight can talk with Taylor and Nick and things like that. In this moment, I really don't feel like Iris is into Jeremiah, to your point, and maybe she does just felt bad for him. But in this moment, yeah, I don't see it. I think he just enjoyed talking about regular stuff that really don't have no weight to it, like being a stepdad and marriage and things like that.
Moving.
Yeah, right now he's like, I'm talking about movies. I'm talking about my favorite TV show.
Yeah. So Austin and Shelly are enjoying being friends, and Austin's happy to be out of the love triangle. Pepe and Hannah, he is a relationship type of guy, willing to work things out, and he knows no one's perfect. She talks about how she lived with someone for 2.5 years, and living with someone can make or break a relationship. And one of her deal breakers is the AC set to 78. And I'm like, that is hot.
No, it is.
That is very hot.
No, that is hot. That is not the AC on. That's the heat on for me. Hannah, we saw you doing bedtime.
You're welcome.
At night. That's all we want. We want to thank you. All that crying. Where is that Polaroid picture you got? Probably in the trash. Probably gone.
Underneath the bed
Exactly.
somewhere.
But we saw what y'all was doing that night and things of that nature. And like Blair said, you're welcome.
So they get a text. There will be a game tonight.
Yeah.
The girls will have some hot girl summer swimwear to put on. And Megan Thee Stallion will be seeing them later.
Nice.
So the girls put on their swimsuits. They look amazing. Meg arrives to the room. She sits with the girls and really chats it up with them, which is like, this is just like so nice to see. Number one, because Megan's brand, and which is probably her as a person, she just comes across as a down-to-earth, girl type of person who is going to have conversations with the ladies and, you know, not saying like form like real bonds, but connect, like have a moment of connection, which I felt like was like such a good thing to see. Olandria is screaming because Meg knows her name. Facts. She can't even sit down and have a regular conversation with her. Meg tells Huda, we just want to see you smile more.
That's true.
You know, and then she talks to them just about different things that she's seen from the show and just letting them know, I see y'all are beautiful, y'all doing y'all thing.
Nice.
So Megan comes downstairs with the girls and the guys see her. Ace immediately starts doing push-ups. He introduces himself. Hello, my name is Ace.
polite gentleman.
So Meg hosts the games. It's girls versus boys. Round 1 is the twerk-off.
Okay.
So whichever side twerks the best is who wins. And we have them going head to head, guys versus girls. Huda was twerking. Ace was crumping. The winner was Huda. This whole thing was hilarious.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. I feel like Huda had some extra help. You know what I'm saying? With the body she got and things of that nature and twerking. Like, of course Huda was gonna win that. I feel like Ace was more creative. You get what I'm saying?
He gave it his all.
He gave it the best he could. The minute that he started crumping, I was like, okay, what is going on? And then he grabbed Taylor's hat and then he turned into Michael Jackson. So I was like, he tried his best, but we all know Huda was gonna win that.
And Amaya, little booties do matter, okay? She had them knees going and that back working. Austin started hip thrusting and he won.
Yeah, Austin was funny. Austin was very funny.
Olandria made that thing move. Nick started crawling on the ground, doing a crybaby, getting in front of Meg, trying to, you know, so that way she could really see what he's working with. But hands down, Olandria was the winner. Shelly started grabbing Meg, twerking on her, put a leg up on her and everything. And Taylor is just moving his limbs.
Listen here, right? First of all, Shelly.
But she let Taylor win. That was funny.
Shelly?
Yeah.
Michelle, I understand you said you're not straight, you're not gay, you're not bi, you're Shelly. It was given very Shelly grabbing Meg Thee Stallion and twerking on her and things of that nature. I got my eye on you. Yeah. That's why I really don't. A lot of people may have feel like Ace was doing too much, being happy for the bombshell, being happy for things. Shelly seemed like the type of girl to where she is literally to me, she is the female version of Ace. I don't think she gets riled up about like stuff like that, but we will see. But this was very hilarious. If there was a twerk off between me and you, Blair, who winning?
I would say I would win, but I think that I might not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I might have to, let me get a little practice first then before we really get the game started.
I don't think so either. I might surprise you. I might, especially if Meg Thee Stallion stayed there. I might surprise you.
You gonna put that thing in her face?
I might put that thing in her face. So you got to get you right. You know what I mean?
So round 1 is a tie. Round 2 we got best limbo, and the winner is the boys.
Okay.
Round 3 they have to build a life-size puzzle.
Hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
I feel like the limbo game wasn't fair.
Okay.
They should have said everyone can participate except for Ace.
Yeah, he's already down.
He's already the shortest guy there. He basically walking under it every time.
Yeah.
But I feel like the guys had a disadvantage. The guys had too much of an advantage with Ace going at it, but it was fun.
Yeah. Round 3 they have to build a puzzle of a bombshell.
Yeah.
And the girls or the guys, whoever builds theirs first, that bombshell gets to come into the villa. So the girls put their puzzle together. The bombshell TJ arrives, and Ace is talking about that he's sick that he didn't get his bombshell. I don't know if it was Huda or it was somebody telling Shelly, pay attention to that. And then Meg says, I'm not going to leave you guys with nothing. So Andrina arrives. We learn that she's into Jeremiah, Nick, and Ace. And she definitely looks like Jeremiah's type.
100%.
Beautiful girl. And that is where we leave.
Here's the thing about it. Jeremiah should be happy and thank the Lord every night that he is not in a relationship with Huda, because if America didn't break you up, this bombshell was going to break y'all up.
Sure.
And guess what? That bombshell should be happy that they are not together. Talk about Jeremiah and Huda, because she don't got to be called the B word behind her back. You realize this is the nicest that Huda have ever been to a bombshell initially. You get what I'm saying? Because she ain't got to call nobody a B word. She ain't got to accuse nobody of going after Jeremiah. I think this bombshell on the woman bombshell that came in for the guys, what is her name again?
Andrina.
Andrina. I'm trying to think. I think Jeremiah is going to go for her. I think Jeremiah will go for her. I saw Pepe speaking Spanish over there. You get what I'm saying? He started speaking his native tongue the minute he saw her.
Yeah.
I think even though Jeremiah is going to go for her, I think it's going to break up Pepe and Hannah. I think it's going to break up Pepe and Hannah of how Pepe go try to maneuver about it. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, Hannah, because she be moving kind of the same too. So I'm just like, I think they might, because the thing is, I think that, what's her name? Andrina. This is the foreign-ish that Jeremiah was talking about.
Oh, no, 100%.
So 100%. I think that when they link up, there could be something there if Jeremiah can, get his riz on, as the young people say. But Nick has a great personality, and I'm hoping that Ace doesn't explore. Stick with Shelly for a little bit.
No, Ace,
just a little bit.
Ace, I don't think Ace is going to explore. I think here's the thing about Ace.
But she named Ace as an interest.
But here's the thing about Ace. Okay. Ace likes talking. He likes conversations, right? I don't see Ace finally got the girl that he wanted, and he didn't touch her. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm just talking about he didn't cuddle her and things of that nature. I think Ace likes to chase. I think eventually, like, once he actually get what he wants and things like that, he don't really do nothing much with it. He look for, like, the next. He likes the thrill of it, right? So that's why I'm not really worried about Ace in that way. I think Jeremiah looking at this girl potentially, and he's like, oh, this can really be my girl, especially the preview that we saw with the male bombshell kissing his girl in Soul Ties.
Yeah, he was kissing Iris, and I do definitely see him going for Iris more so. And sorry, Huda, I don't think that's your man.
No, it's not.
And the bombshells watch the show before they come on, so I don't know, girl. If people want to deal with you,
listen.
Some might.
You have to understand, Huda is a very attractive girl, and guys are very more like. You gotta think. Guys are prideful enough to be like, if that was my girl, I wouldn't allow her to act that way. So like, people probably look at Jeremiah more like, you was too passive. You let her walk all over you. You let her do all this.
Be like, I'm a man.
And even Meg Thee Stallion said, I hope a bombshell come in here and be like, hey, listen here, because that's what you want. So guys, we are that prideful to think that we are different. You get what I'm saying? Because we would not allow that to happen to us. But we already know Iris don't like Jeremiah. But I will say this though. I saw what Love Island is doing by having Olandria and Nick go at each other. Those are my winners. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I need them to break up with their couple and get together. I don't know how, but I will say be careful. I do think Jeremiah is probably gonna get with this girl, and I hope Huda is cool with that. I hope Huda lets it happen, because everybody likes a redemption story. Everybody likes a comeback story, and if Huda can come out of last place, I don't see it for her, but if she comes out of last place, it will have to be with the help of a bombshell that everybody likes. That bombshell will have to carry her through the rest of the season for her to survive.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
I need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.